Welcome everybody to Coffee with Markus. Today is April 15th, and what is happening in the markets? Yesterday the Dow was up 500 points. Today it is down again 500 points. Why is that? So is the stock market crash of 2020 over, or well, we see the worst? I mean, this is what we got to talk about today. Also, today we had some earnings reporting, some companies reporting earnings, so we will talk about this. We'll talk about a company that is about to file bankruptcy, and it's a company that we all know and probably some of us really love. And so we'll talk about this. Plus, today, I want to show you the best trading strategy, because this is one of the questions that I receive quite a lot. Markus, what is the best trading strategy? So we got to talk about that today. Does this sound good? Then let's get started. I hope that you have your coffee. I have my coffee in my favorite mug that reminds me every day to trade what I see, not what I think. So good to see you here. So glad that you're spending a few minutes here together with me to see what is happening in the market. So let's dive right in. Let's actually look at the markets. And here is the Dow. And as you can see right now, it is down 1.8% with another 30 minutes in the session to go. So why are we down? First of all, let's take a look at what happened here throughout the day. So we are actually off the worst levels for the day. As you can see, this morning we already started pretty much down. I think we were already down 2.5%. This morning we were trading at lows at around 23,500. But now we are off the worst level. So what is causing this dip? Why today we're pulling back after yesterday? It already started looking quite good. Well, right now we get the first the first economic reports of what's happening in March. So today we had two reports released. I'm making this a little bit bigger. Let me see this. That's probably too big. So I need to go a little bit smaller so that we can all see it. So this morning we had core retail sales being released, and these were the numbers for March. Now, for February, the numbers were that retail sales were down 0.4%, and in March they were down 4.5%. Now, no surprise there. As we know, we have the stay-at-home initiative, social distancing, so no wonder that the retail sector is hurt. But you see, this is only the tip of the iceberg. I'm actually pretty surprised that it is green. It should be red. I think that it did a mix up here in coloring. Also, retail sales here, again in February, down 0.4%. Expected was -8, and we're down -8.7%. So this, of course, is weighing as the reality sinks in of what is happening here in the markets now that we have this crisis going on, and we still haven't restarted the economy yet, and we see how bad it is. Now, we had a few companies reporting earnings today, and I want to jump here on the screen. So some of the companies were banks, and let me just switch back to a daily chart here. And again, in a little bit, we talk about the best trading strategy ever. Right, so I'm going to share this with you. But let's take a look a little bit at the market. So Goldman Sachs was reporting earnings today. Well, right now they're slightly up, but if you look at this, let's take a look at the day's chart. I'm surprised that they climbed out of the hole. Here's what happened to them this morning. I mean, as you can see, ouch. They were down big, but it seems that they're climbing up there off their worst level. So that is very interesting. They seem to do pretty well. Another company was Citicorp, Citigroup here. And you can see down 5.24%. And then also Bank of America. Bank of America down here today 6%. So these are the banks that are dragging down the indices right now a little bit. This is why we're down. You see in the Dow Jones down almost 2%, in the S&P 500 down 2.2%, and in the Nasdaq we're doing surprisingly well with only down 1%. You see, it's companies not like Netflix that are lifting the Nasdaq here. All right, so the company that I heard this morning is getting close to filing for bankruptcy is JCPenney. So JCPenney, it seems that they couldn't manage the turnaround. I don't know about you, if you have been shopping at JCPenney recently. So as of today, there are rumors that they might have to file for bankruptcy. I mean, it is a stock, if we go back to a weekly chart here, that has been struggling for a while. I mean, as you can see, JCPenney, a stock, if you're going back here to 2002, yeah, let's actually go back to 2002, 2003. You see a stock that has been trading at $80. But as you know, JCPenney never made the transition into the online business. And I think it's really important right now because where do most people shop? I mean, on Amazon, right? And Walmart made the transition. So Walmart is also becoming a major competition to Amazon right now. I mean, you might not have noticed it yet because so many people are used to Amazon, but Walmart is stepping up to the plate. Other retailers like Target have been pursuing an online business for quite a while. And then we have some old timers, as it seems, like JCPenney, also Macy's struggling. And as you see, when a stock comes off from $80 to 23 cents, this is where we are right now. So it doesn't seem that JCPenney is surviving this crisis here. Now, we have talked about Macy's a few times. And Macy's also never really looked at the signs that we all prefer online shopping and then maybe do curbside pickup. I mean, this is what we're getting used to right now. And you see Macy's have come down from $70 in 2015. So we're looking at a weekly chart right now to now $5.73. Let's zoom in a little bit here on the daily chart. So it doesn't seem that Macy's, I mean, they are really struggling. So let's see what happens to them. Anyhow, that's what's going on. Oh, one more thing I want to show you, crude oil. We've been talking about crude oil for quite a while, and I've drawn this box around there. So we had the highs at around $29 over the past few weeks, and then we had the lows here at around $20. And today, crude oil dipped below $20 for the first time in 18 years. So we were trading at 18-year lows. Let me just zoom in here on a daily chart. So as you can see, this morning we were trading below the $20 level. Right now we're coming back up a little bit as we speak right now and going into the close. We're even slightly positive with crude oil, but crude oil definitely still struggling. Now, as crude oil is struggling, so we have companies that are connected to the oil and gas industry. So for example, Oxy today down 9%, 10%. Let's take a look at the other one. ExxonMobil hanging in there, minus 5%. Chevron, CVX, what are they doing today? Okay, pretty much in line with the markets here. So that's what's happening right now. So in a moment, I want to talk about the best trading strategy. I want to make sure, are you enjoying this thus far? Because if you do me a favor and give me a thumbs up, because this way I know what is interesting to you. Does it interest you if I give you a quick, an 8-minute recap of what's happening in the market so that you know what is driving the markets and what to expect for the next few days? Actually, let's do this really quick. Let's take a look at what to expect for the next few days. So if you go back to the Dow, you know that I rely on my 3 indicators. Now, the 3 indicators are still showing that it is more likely for the Dow to continue to go up. We have a very classical 1, 2, 3 pattern here. So we have a low here that is a 1. Here we have a 2. Here we have a 3. I could probably use a drawing tool and do this. And then we broke through. Let me just show this to you. So we broke through the temporary high here. And now previous resistance should act as support. So we'll see. If we bounce off this level and march higher, we are in good shape. As you know, right now, there are talks that we are restarting the economy. And the idea is to hopefully do this in the beginning of May. Now, President said that some states might actually be ready to do this before May. Then there are some other experts who say, oh my gosh, no, this can go on for quite a while. And this is what we are seeing right now in the markets. It's a little bit this uncertainty. Okay, what's going to happen? See, markets never reacting good to uncertainty. Talking about uncertainty, we will talk in a moment also about the VIX, the volatility index, and the fear factor, so that you know what are traders expecting right now. And it seems that we are expecting volatile times ahead. Anyhow, in just a few moments, I also want to talk about what you see on the screen right now, the best trading strategy, because that's one of the questions that I receive quite a lot. Okay, what should I trade? Should I trade the PowerX strategy? Should I sell put options as I'm doing right now? Should you trade the power alerts? Should you trade the binary option strategy? And so we'll talk about that today. How does that sound? Is that a good plan? Okay, so last but not least, I want to quickly jump here to the VIX, the volatility index. That is actually the fear factor that is telling us what are market participants pricing into the market right now. And as you can see today, we're jumping up a little bit. We're at 41. I marked the 30 level. For me, the 30 level is a line in the sand. Once we go below 30, we might go back to normal market conditions. I mean, that's about to see. Will we go back to normal at all after all this? I mean, when can we go back to work, right? When can kids go back to school? When do universities open again? When do restaurants open again? There's still a lot of uncertainty, and this is why the fear factor here is still pretty high at 41. Now, we came off the worst levels of 80, but we're still high. Usually, the VIX, the volatility index, is anywhere between 10 and 20, as you can see here. So this is a rather normal level for the VIX. All right, this is making sense thus far. Let me come back to you here for a moment. Take a look also at the comments. It's so good to see here. To see you all here. So glad that you're here. Hope that you're enjoying it. Okay, so one of the questions that I receive a lot is, what is the best trading strategy? And so I want to spend a few minutes to talk about that, and also the different strategies that I am personally trading here right now. So let me actually, what I want to do is that I prepare this also for you as a shorter video, because this way you can rewatch it if you're wondering, okay, what should I be trading right now? What is a good strategy to trade? So I'm going to switch here to full camera for a moment, that we have all of this perfectly lined up for a standalone video that I'll release for you. Okay, so people ask me all the time, what is the best trading strategy? Is it the Power X strategy? Or you might have heard me talking about binary power spreads. Recently, I've been selling put options, and then you also know that we have been issuing the power alert. So which of these strategies is the best strategy? And that's what we're going to talk about right now. So when we talk about the best trading strategy, you need to understand that each trading strategy is for specific market conditions. And let me actually show you on a chart what I mean by this. I want to jump to the Dow. I'm going to share my charts here right now. And I also want to get rid of this. We'll take a look at my account here in just a moment. So let's just take a look at the Dow Jones over, let's say, the past year, since 2019. Now, as you can see, you know that we have been in the longest bull market in history. The bull market has been going on for 11 years. So if you look at this and you see that you have a market that is just crawling up with small retracements, but overall we're going up, making new all-time highs. Do you think that you trade this differently than something that we have going on right now in March and April of 2020, where we have this meltdown where the market went down by 30%? Absolutely. So one of the things that you need to understand when you look at trading strategies, there is no one size fits all. It's almost like if you only have a hammer, everything looks like a nail to you. You have heard about this, right? So in your arsenal as a trader, you should have multiple trading strategies. And most importantly, you need to know when to apply what trading strategy. So I'm going to jump here on my handy dandy notepad to show you how I personally use the trading strategies, or what trading strategies I use when. So in order to do this, I'm going to bring in here my notepad, and I'm going to share my iPad. There we go. So let's talk about the best trading strategy. Now, you know that the strategy that I personally trade most of the time is the Power X strategy. So the Power X strategy is perfect for normal market conditions. And what does it mean when we talk about normal market conditions? Here's what I mean by this. I want to see a VIX, the volatility index, below 30. So let's take a look at this for just a moment. Let's talk about the VIX and what it means. The VIX is the volatility index, the fear factor that we have in the markets. To move my iPad away here for a moment. so that I can bring it up. And as you can see, normal levels for the VIX are between 10 and 20. I'm going to switch here to a weekly view so that we can go back over the past few years. Now, as you see, every now and then the VIX is spiking like crazy. So here, the last time it did it, it was in 2008, 2009. No surprise, this is when we had the last financial crisis. So during these times, you of course have different trading strategies that work than your standard bread and butter strategy. But you see, most of the time it stays below 10 and 20. Every now and then it has a spike up there. If you go back in time, I believe that here in 2000, as we had the market crashing, we were also spiking. But most of the time, as you can see, it is pretty normal. I'm switching back here to the daily chart. So here's, gonna zoom in a little bit, where the VIX is trading between 10 and 20. And right now, we are still pretty high levels. So we are right now at above 40 here. So let me jump back to to my handy dandy notebook so that you know what strategies to trade when. So the PowerX strategy, right now, I'm not using that strategy. I wait until the VIX, the volatility index, is below 30 again. Now, another trading strategy that you might have heard from us are the so-called power alerts. So the power alerts are a long-only strategy. This means a long-only strategy. I designed this strategy so that you can trade it in retirement accounts. This is where we are issuing buy signals for certain stocks. Now, let's go back here to the charts and let's take a look at the chart right now. So what do you see? We have been in a crash over the past few weeks, and right now we are still diddling around a little bit and don't know where we are going. So we did have a few power alerts coming up when we actually moved up here. But I didn't send them out to you because I'm very, very skeptical right now about what is going to happen. So this is why if you have signed up for the power alerts that we have and you say, well, I haven't received anything since February. Look at this. This is when we had February. In February, the markets were still going up. That's when we issued the power alerts. Will we issue them in a market that is going down? No, of course not, because this is when you lose money if you would try to buy when the market is falling. Is this making sense? Is this helpful thus far? Now we'll talk about the binary power spreads and also selling puts in just a moment. But if this is helpful and you understand a little bit better of when to use what strategy, do me a favor and give me a quick thumbs up so that I know you're with me and I'm not going too fast or too slow, that I'm going at the right pace. Also, I want to make sure that this video is helpful for you because my goal is to be here for you and show you stuff that you can use in your trading right away. All right, so let's go back to the iPad and let's talk about some other strategies. I just want to do this. So we have number one, number two. Actually, let me do this in blue. Number one, number two. So number three, you know that we love trading binary options, and we have a strategy that is called the binary power spreads. Now, this is a strategy that is perfect for small accounts, and you can trade this pretty much all the time. So I want to just say here, it's perfect for small accounts. And this is a strategy that we are trading in all market conditions. So it doesn't matter whether the VIX is high or the VIX is low, whether we are going up or we are going down. The binary power spreads is a strategy that we trade all the time. So again, this is what you can get started with at as little as $1,000, $1,000, $2,000. Ideal is to get started with around $3,000, but that's a strategy that many of you are trading right now that is actually really fun to trade. Now, finally, a strategy that is working really, really well right now is, let's put this here, it is selling put options. Okay, this is a strategy that works perfect as long as the VIX, the volatility index, is above 30. So this is why I believe it is super important that you have more than just one strategy. So I want to share with you right now what I'm doing. So as the VIX, as we are recording this on April 15th, the VIX is at 41. I actually like to trade this. Now, some of you know that we had a course about how to sell puts, and today we finished day 2 of live trading. So one day I explained the strategy. We were trading live yesterday and we were trading live today. Would you like to see where we end up thus far after 2 days of live trading? All right, let me show you my account right here. So as you can see, right now we are up around $1,100. It just jumped up, down a little bit, but you get the idea. $1,200 right now. This is for the past 2 days, since yesterday and today. Now, again, I need to make sure that you understand my results are not typical at all. I've been doing it for a very, very long time. I know what you're doing. Your results might be completely different. And by sharing my account here, it is not that I say, oh my gosh, if you learn this strategy, you will make the same amount of money. No, not at all. Your risk tolerance is different. Your execution might be different. So for you, the results might look completely different. The reason why I'm showing you my account is that you see exactly what I personally do right now and the results that I achieve. And again, these results are not typical at all. So as you can see, it is important that you're not a one-trick pony. You want to have multiple trading strategies in your stable. So I know that you might have just purchased the PowerX Optimizer, or you might have just purchased the PowerX strategy. And you know what? It is a great strategy to learn, because in normal market conditions, which we have 95% of the time or 98% of the time, this is a perfect strategy that I like to trade. It is my bread and butter strategy. But every now and then you see that we have crazy market conditions as we have right now. And when this is the case, you just look into your own playbook and see which trading strategy should you trade right now. Think about it. If you had only one trading strategy, it's like, because we talk about playbooks here, it's like playing a football game with only one play all the time. Can you win a football game if you only had one play for the whole game? Of course not. Now, I personally believe that you only need 3 to 4 different strategies. I don't think that you need to have more than 4 different strategies, and here's why. When you do, you might get confused, but if you have a strategy that works really well when you have high volatility, which we have right now, that's why I love selling puts, great. When you have a strategy, when you have normal volatility, this is when you want to buy options, great. And then if you have another strategy that you can trade all the time, like the binary power spreads, that's perfect. Is this making sense? So when people ask me what is the best trading strategy, I say depends on what the market conditions are right now. Because depending on the market condition, you have to grab into your toolbox and get the right tool out. You cannot fix everything with a hammer. It's impossible. Hope this makes sense. If it does, do me a favor and click like right now so that I know that this video was helpful. And also right now, there's a few videos popping up on the screen. If you enjoyed this video, watch one of the other ones, the one that you like best, and I'll see you in the next video. All right. Now I'm coming back to you because I want to make sure that this makes sense, because one of the questions that I get all the time, so what should I do right now? Should I trade the PowerX strategy? Honestly, I think right now is a great opportunity to learn the PowerX strategy, because very quickly I believe that we will be back to normal market conditions. Will this be next week or next month? I don't know. Might be another week, might be another 2 weeks, but if you look at the VIX here right now, which is really the main index that I'm looking at, we were already trading here at 37. So it seemed for a while that maybe we would be below 30. And this is what we can do it. Okay, now I want to make sure that I also answer as many of your questions right here as you're watching it live. Now, if you're watching the recording and have a question for me, go to askmarkus.com. And this is where you see already a bunch of questions. And there's a question that interests you where you say, oh my gosh, I would like to know that answer too. click on like on that question, because this way I know what questions are of most interest for you. And if you have a unique question that nobody else asked before, in this case, just type in your question and I can answer it in one of these coffees with Markus. Okay, so let's see. I'm so glad that you're here. See that there's a bunch of comments. So I want to see if I can answer as many as possible. So Diane is asking, is there a way to find out which companies are contemplating bankruptcy, or you just watch the news? You see, I recommended some newsletters. Actually, team, if you could link to the video in the description, that would be fantastic. I did a video about my morning routine and the newsletters that I personally read. All of these newsletters are free. And when you read these newsletters, you stay pretty much on top of what's happening right now. Another way to find out is very easy. You just Google it. Let me show you exactly how this works. So if you want to find out if there's a company that is in trouble, all you need to do is bring up Google and then say, for example, JCPenney stock bankruptcy. See? And you see, there's already a bunch of news coming up. Reuters reported late Thursday that JCPenney's decision to shutter all of its 850 department stores, furlough all of its 95,000 employees might probably lead to this. So it's fairly easy to see it. Another stock that is in trouble right now is AMC. So AMC might declare bankruptcy. So sometimes an easy Google search is all you need. All right, Diane, is this helping? Okay. So Trivia is asking, hi Markus, can I sell naked put close to affordable price? Yeah, I mean the stocks that I like to trade, I'll be happy to bring it up here in a moment. You see that the stocks are usually trading between $20 and $50, so they're at very affordable prices. In fact, let's go back really quick to take a look at my account. And this is where you see right now the puts that I sold, right? I mean, it was on SPCE for 50 cents, so I think very affordable. This one was 45 cents, also I feel very affordable. And this was 30 cents. Now, all of these three companies, I believe that right now Play, it's Dave & Buster's, is trading at $12. NCLH is trading at $12 as well. And then we have also SPCE that's trading at $20. So all of these three companies are actually doing a very affordable. Okay, let me come back to you on the screen. Hey, by the way, I know that quite a few of you have been in the class that I did. If you have been in the class and enjoying it, let me know here. How are you doing? I mean, do you look at your positions? Are they looking good? So we are, Triva, let me just put your comment away. I am actually thinking about offering this class again. And so I just want to see if for those of you who haven't taken that class yet, it's about a strategy where you're selling naked puts. It's a strategy that works beautifully right now. It's what I personally do right now. So I have developed a class around this. And if you're interested in this, I have a link for you in just a moment where you can say, yes, I'm interested. You can't purchase it. Here's the deal. I just want to know if there's enough people interested in doing a class, I might offer it again. I know that already quite a few of you went through this class. I mean, did you have a good time? What do you think? And some of you might hear about it for the first time and say, what the heck is this? I would like to know more about it. Right now, the class is closed, but I'm thinking about doing another class. If you're interested, team, what is the email, the link that we have? I believe it is rockwelltrading.com/options. If somebody could put this in the comments, all that it does there is ask if you're interested. If so, enter your email address. And when I see that there's enough interest, I might offer this class again. Okay, I just want to make sure that when I offer it, you're really interested in this. Okay, good. So great questions in here. All right. Jim was in the class. Really appreciate the feedback. So I know that this morning we had lots of fun there. Okay, so let me just go through some of the comments that we had here. So Brian is asking, is there a difference between the ADR and the ATR? I've been reading the book. Thanks for getting the book here. Yes, there is. It's a small difference when using the ADR. You're just looking at the swings that occur intraday. When you're looking at the ATR, you're also considering gaps. So they're close enough together so you can use the ATR if your charting software doesn't have the ADR. I personally prefer the ADR, the average daily range, but in lieu of this, you can use the ATR. So great question. Okay, so John Bassett says, normal market conditions will resume soon. Do you think so? I mean, at some point we have to come back to normal. I do not think that the VIX will remain at a level of 40 to 50 over an extended period of time. I do believe that at some point we will go below 30 again. And yes, don't know. This could happen in May. Maybe it takes until June. Who knows? This is where it goes back to trade what you see, not what you think. Doesn't matter what I think. That's why I like to use indicators, or I like to use indices like the VIX, the volatility index, that shows me exactly what's happening in the markets right now. This way I don't have to guess. I just have to follow the system. All right. Fantastic. Markus says, really enjoy this every day. Thanks for hanging out here. Appreciate it. Okay, so let me just see, because some of you are asking about the link. Let me go back to sharing my screen here. And so I believe if you go to rockwelltrading.com/options. So this is if you're interested in learning more about selling puts. I believe this is what it does. So just register, enter your first name and your email. Again, you're not committing to anything. I just want to see, does it make sense for me to offer this class again? I know that many of you have gone through the class already. I know that some of you said, oh, I missed it and I really would like to do it. So I'm considering offering this class again. So this is just a wait list that gives me an indication of how many of you are interested in doing the class. So if you're interested, just put in your first name and your email and the register for the upcoming training. No obligation whatsoever. Okay, so does this help? Because the team asked me to clarify this. All right, good. All right. No, Manny says, that is so great. With the 5,000 account, I'm already earned $150 from yesterday. I mean, that's the other cool thing. Yes, you can do it on a small account. I have larger accounts, as you know. I've been doing it for a long time. I love trading. I'm pretty much trading every day. I'm at least watching the markets every day. Sometimes there's nothing to trade, and if there's nothing to trade, I don't trade. But yeah, I'm just loving it, and Manny, so glad, very happy for you. Very, very happy. Okay. So Amit is asking about Tesla. Tesla is a stock that is flying high right now, and it's usually very expensive. So I don't know about your account size. We can take a look at Tesla here really quick. Let me just go to the desktop. So Tesla right now is flying high, and Tesla is trading right now, as you can see, at $729. So I don't know, if you have a small account, you might only be able to trade 1 or 2 shares of Tesla. For me, this is not making sense. There's plenty of other stocks that are, I mean, one of them, for example, that we traded this morning, SBCE. Look at this. Looks very, very similar to Tesla, doesn't it? I mean, it also has this tremendous run up, came crushing down, and now has a slow run up. So SBCE has been good for us thus far. So just in comparison, Tesla, do you see the similarities? Let me zoom out here a little bit. There's where you see, woo, going up, down, up and down. So you don't only have to trade Tesla just because some of the talking heads in the news are talking about it. Okay, good. All right, I see that Claire is making money. Scott is making money. That's good. Robert is making money. Great. So John says, please do another class. I just got the account set up. Okay, that's great. Just go to rockwelltrading.com. Enter your name and email address so that I know that you're interested. And then if there is enough interest, I'll give you more information. Okay. So Richard is asking, how do I sign up? Yes, there will be a cost. There will be a cost associated with it. Usually the class is $997, but I did something special for those of you who moved first, so you got an incredible deal. I will give you a great deal. I haven't decided yet, so I'll take a look at this, but trust me, it will be significantly lower. I know that right now there are difficult times. I know that there's uncertainty. I know that there is, that you want to find a way to make money. So I promise, my promise to you, I will make this super affordable. So, yeah. Nigel is actually asking about 5G tech stocks. Nigel, you should watch my video that I did yesterday. So Coffee with Markus, if you look for stock market crash day 35, that's where I gave you. I think I spent 10 minutes on showing you exactly what's behind this 5G thing. So I highly recommend that you do this. If somebody could post a link to the video if you have it handy from yesterday, Nigel, you're going to love that. Okay. Amit says it's interested. Lorena says, I'm up in all 3 positions. Yay! Lorena is part of the mastermind. That is awesome. Jim says, I want to take the class again. Wow, was that great that you want to take it again? Okay, we will probably find a way to make that happen. But I need to make sure that I limit the class. I mean, for those of you who have been in the class, you know that I want to answer as many of your questions as possible. We show it on different trading platforms. So therefore, I have to limit the amount of people. But Jim, we'll find a way to somehow make it happen. I guess we'll see. Good. I see that many of you are loving this class. That is fantastic. So Nazar is asking, can we make a combine in Theta King instead of sell put? Can buy stocks? Not quite sure what you mean. Try to ask differently. Not quite sure if I understand the question. Okay. Zia said, I was in the class but regret that I did not sell any puts because I did not want to own those stocks that are assigned. But it looks the chance of assignment is very slim. Great question, Zia. So when we look for these opportunities, we want to make sure that our chance of success is at least 85%. So for some of those that I picked during this class, you know that our chances of getting assigned was less than 10%. So it means that you still can get assigned, but we're putting the odds in our favor. When selling puts, I like to do it in such a way that I have at least an 85% probability of success. So, and yeah, it's working out good thus far, but it's very important. Yeah, if you're uncomfortable owning the stocks, there will be more opportunities coming up. Trust me. I mean, this is why I'm thinking about doing the class again, because I believe that for the next few weeks, we will still have opportunities. Okay. Good. All right. Jagadesh says, I'm already in the class. It was awesome. Good. So great. I'm so glad to see all the feedback here. Diana is asking, is there a class on the binary? Yes, we do have a class. Team, if you could post the link to the binary options class, we do have that. And this is perfect if you have a rather small account. This is where we go back to what I shared here previously. No, that's not it. There we go. Okay. So where I talked about if you have a small account of only $1,000, $2,000, it'll be perfect to maybe trade the binary power spreads here. All right. And Jeff says that a small account would be around $500. That might be tricky. I mean, I want to be honest. I mean, Jeff, it's really super, super difficult to make money with such a small account. Because think about it. How much money are you trying to make? Let's say your goal is to make 100% a year, which I think is good, right? I mean, I like to shoot between 60 and 200%, so that's for me personally, but let's say you want to make 100% per year. When you do, you would make $500 in 1 year. So this is, if you break it down, it's $10 per week. That's tough, right? I mean, it's like $2 per day. Really, you would be better off doing something else, maybe driving an Uber when this comes back. You will make more than $2 per day. This is my point. So super difficult, super, super difficult to make money on $500. So just being honest here. I know that that's probably not the answer that you would like to hear, but trust me, this is the answer that you need to hear. Because people who are promising you, oh yeah, you can get started with $500 and then you will make, I don't know, thousands of dollars. It doesn't work this way. Trust me. I mean, they're just trying to extract money from you. Okay, so Angela is saying, I set up a $2,000 account. What stock price? You see, Angela, this is where I think that you might want to look into trading binary options to bring up your account from $2,000 to $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. And then once you're in the $5,000 range, this is when I think that you should move on to trading stocks and options. Anything less than $5,000, I think a good idea is to trade binary options on Nadex. And if you're interested in that class, I'm sure that the team is putting a link in there. For those of you who have been taking the class, let the others know what you think about this. Angela, this is where I think same for you here, right? I mean, $2,000, if you're trying to make 100% a year, that's $2,000 in a year, $40 per week, $8 per day. You probably don't have much fun on that, right? Anyhow. So Ernesto says, I can't sell puts for now if you have a retirement account. That's right. You can do it in a retirement account. You need a margin account for this. So yes, it does make sense to open a separate account. TD Ameritrade is a great company. Interactive brokers are good. So either one, as you know right now, there's zero commission since October 2019. You have zero commission trading, which is really fantastic. Okay. So, Touch Comfort is saying, can anybody give me good stocks? No, I don't have any good stocks laying around here. So, right, it's important. Trade what you see, not what you think. We talked about it yesterday. So please watch yesterday's video about hot stock tips. Never, ever go for hot stock tips. I mean, right now, it doesn't matter. What do you want me to say? Buy Tesla. And then you're buying Tesla and you don't even know why. Just because I said so? Don't do this. I mean, learn how to read a chart. It's really not that difficult. I did a video on this, the best trading view setup. So if you go to the best trading view setup, that's where you'll see how I set up my charts and do some basics about chart reading. So never ever trust any hot stock tips. Okay. Like this, now that we are Theta Kings, how do we become Theta Aces? Very easy. Practice. Do it. I mean, practice makes perfect, right? It's the same in every area of your life. I mean, we have spent 3 days together. We spent Monday night together, Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning. So this is a great start. It's like riding a bicycle. I mean, were you a bicycle master after you got on it for the first time? No, same here. So Robert, you become a Theta Ace by just practicing, looking for opportunities every day. If you feel more comfortable, practice it on a paper account. Follow the options, what's happening there. So it's really good. You're gonna love it. Okay, Nicole is posting day 36. So this was yesterday, I believe. Yeah, today's 37. Oh my God. Time is flying. Okay, so yesterday I talked about 5G and also hot stock tips. So fantastic. Okay, I'm just looking through the question because we have a few more minutes. And so the binary power link, Diane, the team will post it here. There it is, actually. Okay, there it is. So right underneath your comments. Looks a little bit long. We might have a shortcut for there. I don't know it right now. Okay. Good. Oh, Maggie, it's so good to see you here. Hey, yeah, Louis and myself became members last month. So excited. I'm so excited for you. I know your backstory. It was so great to meet you last month. Last month, we were in California. That's where I met Maggie and Louis. And we did a live event there. It was our last live event that we did, since no traveling, everybody's staying at home. So this was right before the proverbial shit hits the fan. Okay, please, YouTube, don't block me right now. I apologize. We can't cut it out. It's live. I will never say it again. I'll wash my mouth with soap. Anyhow, don't block me, YouTube. Thank you. Okay, anyhow. Yeah, Maggie, so good to see you. So excited for you being part of the program. And I know how dedicated you are. Really, really awesome. Okay. Vijay is asking, can you help set up an account for $5,000? I'm not a broker. So please understand, I'm not taking your money to trade. I'm not a broker. So brokers that I have good experiences with, that I can personally recommend is Think or Swim, TD Ameritrade. That's what I mean, TD Ameritrade. The platform is Think or Swim. Or I personally have my account with Interactive Brokers. But honestly, if you have an account with Schwab, they're good. If you have an account with Fidelity, they're good. If you have an account with E-Trade, that's good. E-Trade is actually now part of Goldman Sachs. I mean, Goldman Sachs bought E-Trade, but they're all good. So I would recommend maybe contact TD Ameritrade, VJ. They have a great platform, and I think they're great for beginners. And for $5,000, that sounds good. Okay. Fantastic. Vijay says, okay, good. All right, fantastic. Well, I really enjoy you being there. If you enjoyed this session here, I mean, for me, the 45 minutes are flying by, but if you enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up. If this is your first time here and you thought, wow, I would like to attend again tomorrow, click on subscribe and hit the little notification bell, because this way you get notified whenever I go live. And also, please make sure, feel free to share this video with anybody who you feel might find this helpful. If you enjoyed this information and you have a friend or two where you say, you know what, this is actually some cool stuff. This here is all about trade what you see, not what you think. You know me, I'm not about hype at all. I'm not about doom and gloom. I look at the things how they are. I try to stay positive even in times like this where it is sometimes difficult to stay positive. So this is why I enjoy spending 45 minutes with you, showing you what I do, showing you that I believe trading can be simple. I'm not saying that it is easy, but it is not as complicated as some people might want you to think that it is. So until then, stay safe, stay healthy. Stay at home, right? Social distancing, it's important. Even that now we see that we might have hit a peak. Let's continue the momentum. Let's fight this nasty virus, and let's all be positive and encouraging and help out each other. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, 3:30 Eastern time, right here on YouTube. Until then, take care.